Say her name, say her name, say her name, say her name.
Say her name, say her name, say her name. She cannot be forgotten by us. Say her name, say her name, say her name, say her name. Put her name in the air. 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 Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. She cannot be forgotten by us. Say her name. 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 She cannot be forgotten by us. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor. Tatiana Jefferson.
Say her name. Say her name.
Pamela Turner. Michael Brown.
They cannot be forgotten by us. Say she cannot be forgotten by us. Say her name. 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 She cannot be forgotten by us. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I would like to share our land acknowledgement. As we advance along the path toward peaceful tomorrows, fueled by our truth-telling, we want to acknowledge that we are gathered today on the unceded lands of Indigenous people. We honor and stand in solidarity with those whose land this truly is. Those from the past who died here and whose spirits abide here. Those who are still alive today and who make their homes here. And those who were wrongfully displaced from this land and who, along with their descendants, have made their homes elsewhere. May we all come to know the wisdom of living in right relationship with our Mother Earth and with all the beings that share this sacred space. Welcome to the 9th anniversary concert of the World House Choir called Solidarity Dividend, Art in Action. As always, the repertoire of this concert connects our audiences to the issues of justice and peace as we continue to build our web of mutuality. The title of the concert comes from a book by Heather McGee called The Sum of Us, S-U-M, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Can Prosper Together. Our prospering is the dividend we all receive when we work together. In this concert, our goal is to expand the usual narratives we hear by learning the stories from a wider community of voices, stories we may not always listen to or be aware of. Please help me welcome formerly incarcerated singers and artists to Yellow Springs. I am following up on Brian Stevenson's advice about how to change the world. I think we all can gain something, a dividend, if we change the world by getting proximate with the unfamiliar, by changing the narrative we are used to supporting, by staying hopeful and being willing to be uncomfortable as we build coalitions of justice-seeking people. The World House Choir does this through music making. We strive to cross boundaries, to intersect and connect environments and communities. This afternoon, you will experience a meetup of choral singers and hip-hop artists. Listen up, because we all have work to do to change our ailing world, evidenced by the ongoing and intentional targeting of Black, Brown, Asian, and Indigenous peoples by the ideology of white supremacy. May we share a moment of silence for all of the lives lost in Buffalo yesterday. I'm going to put their names in here. Thank you for showing up as we use music and the arts as a vehicle for social change. so I'd ask you a question, but I can't see what the answer would be. Love to have you sing this next piece with us by Dr. Bernice Johnson Regan. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. I think we're faced with that. She wrote this on her own in the 70s. It's still relevant today, quoting Ella Baker. So we're going to have the choir sing, and you listen, and then we're going to practice together, and then you come in on the chorus when we perform the piece. Let's practice a couple of times. Here we go. Ready, act. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Okay, let's do that one. Let's do that one more time. Okay, you're fabulous. Let's get more people involved because we have to sing this out on the streets. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, act. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Okay, I think this goes over here.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until they come. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom.
Until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers' sons.
That which touches the most has never had a chance to work with people, passing along to others that which was passed along to me.
We who believe in freedom and free rest. We who believe in freedom and rest until
Young people first, they have courage when we fail, and if I can but trust in Lord, will carry us through the gale. The older I get, the better I know that the secret of my going on is when the reins are in the hands of the young who dare to run against the storm.
introduce somebody who goes by the name of Pooh. DeAndre Gaston is his name, and he is an amazing, he's a host with me today, but he has many talents, and I've asked him to share some of those. He's a motivational speaker too, and he does a lot of physical fitness with young people, and so I want to introduce to you Pooh, who's going to talk to us about a bunch of things. Thank you. This is DeAndre Gaston.
My name is DeAndre. I have another name, Pooh, that was drafted in my family a long time ago when I was young. For those people that love me, and I love the name. This is the World House Fire with the company. Yes, we have an awesome band here, and that's Dr. Kathy Roman. And you are awesome people that are out. And we are blessed to be here in this moment. I don't know if you know what was just happened. I don't know how close of attention we were just playing, we were just paying, but what we were just listening to was liberation music. What we were just listening to and feeling were the vibrations of freedom, rhythm, a lot of harmony, flowing through that can set us free. Those same vibrations that was flowing in those slave cabins, and in those cotton fields when they were saying, swing low, sweet cherry. And what we talked about was not forgetting the victims of hate. What we talked about was digging up those overlooked victims of hate in our past. Those Eric Honors that didn't make the news. Those Tamir Rices that weren't mentioned on the front page. We talked about digging them up out that Mississippi and not forgetting. We talked about not just preaching. We talked about not just talking, but getting up, using our platform and our resources, no matter how big or small they might be, and getting to work. I just can't preach, baby. Preach. We talked about not resting. When you believe in freedom, I can't put my head on the pillow. We can't stop until it comes. We talked about fighting. We talked about liberating. We talked about moving to another level. And in order to get there, you gotta have a hunger. You gotta have a hunger. You gotta feel poor. You gotta be poor in spirit. A wise man once said, blessed are the poor in spirit. You gotta know we poor. We poor. We poor as long as there's too many people still depressed. As long as there's people that don't want to wake up and see tomorrow. As long as it's the overstress, the overwork. As long as 2 million people sit behind bars right now and want to be free, we too poor. As long as it's kids that wish the bombs would stop falling. As long as it's people that sick that wish somebody would work on their illness instead of keep selling them medicine. As long as we hurt and broken, we too poor. And it reminds me of one poor man. That great iconic figure, fictional character, but hero of the American underclass, Tony Montana of the movie Scarface. The movie Scarface, he was talking to his friend. He was talking to his friend Chico, and he told Chico he felt that Chico was too satisfied. They had made a little money. They were seeing a little bit of success, and Chico was happy. He said, "Not me. I want what's coming to Chico, the world and everything in it." And I grew up listening to Tony Montana. That hunger, I felt, I agreed with it, touched something in me. It didn't give anything, but it just resonated. I felt that same thing, and everybody around me did. And that's the same hunger we gotta nurture and feel. Because the world that we're looking for, we want that. It's ours. We got it coming to us. That's what a solidarity dividend is about. We talking about ownership. We talking about investing our time and our attention in moving together in solidarity to create the world that we want to see. That world where that depression is gone. That world where people waking up being productive and not just busy. That world where people are free. And all those different energies and efforts that we put to harming each other is now used to helping each other. That's the world that's owed to us. That world and everything in And I talked about a chapter. I talked about a chapter who was telling me about an economic system, man. I had heard about how bad the economic system, and I was starting to see the world around me, and I talked about how bad it was, and he told me that he liked the economic system. And I said, well, how could you like it and it's so bad? He said, it's horrible, but it's better than the rest. What he was trying to tell me was that I should be okay with it. That I should feel like it was all I had, and that I had to accept it. Not me, Chaplain. Not me, Chico. I want the world and everything, and I want what's coming to us. We want what's coming to us. We have that hunger. We are investing for our solidarity dividend. All right? So what we're doing here in this moment, right? We're moving in the same way. We're getting on the same wavelength. Liberation, vibration. That's what we feel. That's what we move. We all get in the same move. We all get on the same groove. And so that's what we investing in as we keep going through tonight. And we keep listening. What's going to happen is we get involved in a revolutionary movement. And to do revolutionary movement, what we do is we listen. Because you can't speak on behalf of the voices unless you listen to them. So we listen closely. And then we speak on behalf. We don't speak on behalf. We listen, and then we yell on behalf of them. Right? Because they're hungry. You don't say, hey, he's hungry. You say, he's hungry! Feed him. Right? Because that's what the stomach said. So we listen, and then we roar. Revolution. We listen, and then we roar in a revolutionary way. So let's get on the same wave. Let's feel the vibration. So what's going to happen is, when I raise my hands, I'm going to get revolutionary. I'm going to roar with it. And when I stop, we're going to listen. We're going to listen closely and attentively to the voices that's not being heard. And then we're going to roar on their behalf. And then we're going to listen. And then we're going to roar. And then we're going to listen. And then we're going to roar. Let's go. You ready? Look, let me hear something revolutionary. I hear this roar. Stop. That's it, last time. Give me something. Let's go. Solidarity dividend. Let's go, y'all.
I hear the boom tonight, y'all. So, like clouds with black. And I just want you to reflect one time. I want you to do a little bit of introspection right now and think about what you see when you look at it. Take a moment to reflect. Everybody around my way ain't no killer. And I ain't come from a lot of drug dealers. Ain't nobody in my family that don't mean I ain't gonna be chicken every damn dinner. Even though I grew up on welfare, does that mean that nobody else should care? When you look at me, please do not be scared. I'm just a man out there with this nightmare. And I know that you see me on instincts as guilty. Trust me, I get it. Believe it or not, I was already sentenced. Waiting for crimes was committed. Looking at me with this dark reflection, some people would say that a monster is present. Don't ask my credentials or family sentence. Most of you would guess it was set like that. That's sad, the thing was projected is one I can nurture, but still get rejected. Living my life in the eyes of the bias. See if I fit all those things on your checklist. Cause I'm a minority, people that stare at me, even though history shows that I once was a slavery. Never had anything this automatically makes me the enemy. Damn, pretty grim in the lives of those children. Living in men that are constantly doing what they do when they skin of this versus people, it's just how the world is, but it's not. Even though we don't see better, our middle states first with ideas and cheddar, we turn to the streets. Cause at least out there someone accepts us. And that's all that I want, but I can't even walk in my hood in the hood. Some people say reach out, but most people don't care if it's not their community. So who can I run to? Got me feeling like I can't escape. And I'm scared to be too dangerous. So every black man that you see doesn't have in possession of pistol or drugs. And now when you look at me, I hope you don't only see thug, cause everybody around my way ain't no killer. And I ain't come from a lot of drug dealers. And nobody in my family adult me, and I ain't gonna be chicken every day and dinner. Even though I grew up a welfare, does that mean that nobody else should care? When you look at me, please do not be scared. I'm just a man, not there with this thing, man.
This next song we are going to do with my daughter. So it's a question, and the question is, why do you hate me? So pretty sure everybody just heard what happened yesterday in Buffalo, right? So we wrote this song when Casey Goodson got murdered in Columbus, Ohio, 2 years ago. Why is this song still relevant?
Once again, the fatal shootings south of the border have raised questions about the relationship officers have with the people they are policing, especially white cops in black communities.
When you talk about the relationship between law enforcement and the black community, because I think that relationship has always been rife with violence and brutality dating back to the inception. But it also is indicative of generalized American stereotypes about black people that again date back to the beginning of criminalization. Extends beyond the police, extends beyond law enforcement. This is something that's central to our history. We have always criminalized black people and demonized black people. It takes on a special kind of importance with law enforcement because they have the authority to inflict violence.
Hey, yeah, I just had a bad day.
What's wrong?
Today after school I was walking, so my friend and this dude, they was talking to the police, and they had their freaking fingers on triggers.
What?
But that ain't the worst thing.
What happened?
They had the nerve to call us all the N-word.
Oh no, I thought I had a little bit of time before I told you this world don't treat us all equally. Some do. Crooked ass cops look at us like we dumb too, and that's just something every black man gotta go through. When people hate the colors, the crazy thing is that's the only way we see each other. In school they teach us red and blue plus black and white. A little bit about the black skin hung by whites.
I know it's still happening today after the dog.
Racism ain't back in the days, it's still alive.
So that's what happened to Casey Goodson. The color of his skin took away another good son. Shirts will be good with something is low, but we die every time we try to sell the fan ours. If I run into the cop that called me the N-word today, I will look him in his face and say, why do you hate me so bad? Why is the future still our past? Why are you so cold? I guess I'll never know.
Children
Please visit the exquisite exhibit of art by now incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people in the lobby. Go and meet Amy and Kamisha. Are Amy and Kamisha in the audience? Couldn't see them anyway. Are you there? They're outside. Okay, so go meet them. They're going to be waiting for you. And they founded RAG, the Returning Artists Guild, and it's not just for visual artists, but for artists. And so please support them in any way you can. And please support the World House Choir, also Wilmington College's Prison Arts program called MATA, by purchasing a CD by Ubuntu Men's Chorus. We'll hear a little bit more about that later. And by supporting our upcoming CD release called Louder Together, that's with the choir at Marion, Coogee Men's Chorus, and the artworks out there of Returning Artists Guild. And don't forget, please, to fill out your audience surveys. And now let's take a 15-minute intermission, and thank you for being a great audience. Have a good time. Oh, I keep forgetting this. This is Joe D, a house manager that we have here from Columbus. She's making things happen along with Ellie Galapi, but she has something, a request of you.
And I'm very positive some of you have experienced that. So now I'm going to say take out your phones because I want you to get on our mailing list. So if you will, if you want to be on the mailing list, we've never had one for the World House Choir, and you want one, and you want to be on it, take out your phone and send an email to, I'll give you 10 seconds here. Ready? Got it? Okay. Email to WHC dot, you know that? World House Choir. SD Solidarity Dividends. Okay. WHC.SD 512, which was the day before yesterday, or something. Okay. Send us testing. I love it. Whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. Yep. What? At Gmail. Sorry, Gmail. Everything. I think everybody's Gmail. Okay. So there you go. And send us a text, and you will be on our mailing list. Or send us a message, and we'll be on our mailing list.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy 15 minutes. Here we go. Where's Libby? She was here. Here she comes, Libby. Oh my gosh, what an amazing organization. Take a minute, please.
Thank you so much, Kevin and the Ubuntu Men's Choir Chorus and the World House Choir for selecting Wordplay Cincy. We are a nonprofit, just 10 years old now, in the Northside neighborhood of Cincinnati, Kathy's former neighborhood. And we help young people, give them a platform to uncover, share, validate, and celebrate their stories. We wholeheartedly believe that self-determination lies in being the authors of our own stories. We blend all the arts with the literary arts, much like World House Choir, so that young people can take their natural assets and strengths, channel them through creativity into social action. So we work with kindergartners through young adult. We welcome the community to get involved. We have a beautiful new building, thanks to the generosity of our community members, right there in the heart of Northside. And this is what makes our world go round, is the generosity of others in this community building and connection. So thank you so much. Our hearts go out to all of you. Thank you.
Is Tyra Patterson here? Shout out if you're here. Okay. Everyone, Tyra's not here, so I want to say a little bit of Ohio Justice and Policy Center in Cincinnati. And it's an important organization working with people inside for around justice issues and working with the people who get out. And it's started by, well, right now it's David Singleton, who's the head of Ohio Justice and Policy Center, and I was expecting Tyra Patterson to be here to celebrate and to get this check, but we're going to mail it to her. So please give a shout out to Tyra Patterson and OJPC. Is someone here from Artemis? Artemis? Okay, we're going to read a little bit about Artemis.
Artemis Center. Artemis Domestic Violence Center empowers survivors of domestic violence to make decisions and choices that will establish and maintain safety for themselves and their children. And they will supposed to be joining us today.
Yeah.
But we'll have this check for them whenever we have an opportunity to present this check.
Okay, everybody, Artemis Center in Jacob.
We also have a representative for Healing Broken Circles to present him with a check. Black, would you mind coming down to receive this check?
So I am the Director of Outreach and Initiatives for Healing Broken Circles, whose mission is to provide opportunities to heal, learn, and thrive for those touched by the justice system. And I am one of the people who was touched by the justice system. I started working for HBC while I was still in prison 7 years ago. So when I came home, they offered me a job full time. But it's really about allowing people to grow at their own pace and in their own way, and being of assistance and pushing further in the things that they want to do. So that's what we look to do. And, you know, different things about cognitive behavior and just the way that you think about life, period, could be so strengthening to the life that you want to live. And I am a testament to that, so thank you.
Everyone having a good time so far? Praise the Lord. I just wanted to say a few things about Mississippi. You've heard that song, and some of you may have some ideas about Mississippi. And my brother was gracious enough to allow me after my incarceration to move down there with him in Mississippi in Summerall. And I'm just grateful for Michael Coleman, and also grateful for Celebrate Recovery and Pastor Sean Hampton down there. They received me with open arms. They've allowed me to be able to develop my outside skills and learning how to live out there. Mississippi does have its past and does still have its problems down there, but there are good people down in Mississippi, and they're progressive in certain parts down there, moving towards equality. And I just want to give them a shout out. Also, at this time, I would just like to just mention Dr. Roma. You know, she's the reason I'm here right now, and I may get a little emotional, but you know, she spoke about the play, and she spoke about Ubuntu. During that time, while I was incarcerated, it was some of the most darkest moments of my life. I had come back from a violation, and I just had a small family, little children. My son was 7 months old, my wife was pregnant with my daughter. So my daughter was born while I was incarcerated, and there was a lot of things going on in my life. I'm way up in Ohio, and they were then down there in Georgia. And Doc kept encouraging me, you know, through the dark times. And one of the most important times of my life, and she may not like to be put on the spot, but I gotta tell you, Doc shed a tear for me. I mean, that tear was so heavy when I couldn't go on. And you said, hey, you could just sit in the audience and just pay attention. And I was going to sit in the audience and pay attention, but when you dropped that tear, Doc, I said, no. I said, I'm not going to let this hurt Doc. And you gave me the courage to go on. So I thank you.
Dre, would you come forward? Thank you, Kevin Coleman.
to walk in Jerusalem just like John. My feet stand steady. My feet stand steady. My feet stand steady. To walk in Jerusalem just like John.
Everyone, this person walking over here, after we thanked Drea so much for that performance. This Shelley Seibert is the composer of this song. And it happens that she wrote it around the Parkland, Florida mass killing. And I'd like to invite Dion Green up, who I think many of you know won the Coretta Scott King Award for his legacy work around gun violence. And I think he'll tell you, but his father died in his arms in the Oregon district after that mass murder on August 4th, several years ago. So I'm going to ask Dion to speak a minute to introduce the song. He's done that with us before. And then I'm going to ask TZ to come up and share some verses with you. Oh, go. This is, Dion Green, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Dr. Rowe, for being here. You know I couldn't say no. This song takes the torch. I was just telling Shelley, how do we put the torch out? I work with a lot of families that are impacted by mass shootings. So as you know, yesterday, as I see what has happened in Buffalo, it impacts me very, very deep down because it re-traumatizes me. So just seeing and knowing what the families are going through, experiencing the pain of loved one because someone had hated them, or it's unbearable. So I continue to fight day in and day out in the state, in DC, on common sense gun laws and on mental health, because I know, me personally, that I'm a mental roller coaster. Some days I'm good, some days I'm not. So I just want y'all to just get involved, help out, make better choices, pay attention. Let's try to put this torch out. But right now, we're gonna pass it.
Everybody, I asked TZ to create an 8-measure rap to go in the song. Shelley said it was great and wanted to do that, so TZ's going to speak it now and then put it in the context of the song.
No rest till the chain's gone. Until we uproot every tree my people hanged on. They still lynching us, no ropes, we get our brains blown. We was children, they built cells to put our names on. Sometimes I can't see no hope even with frames on. They got us killing us, they get their Hunger Games on. They just tell us hold your head and remain strong. Fight what was right, but in their sight we still remain wrong. Let's go.
stay focused, stay humble, and stay okay.
Black man, back up. Stay focused. We stay humble. Let's jump right back to it. Let's get right into it, Black. We're right into it. Come back.
Before you start that, Tim, let me say this. Remember I was speaking earlier about my organization's mission to provide opportunities to heal, learn, and thrive in the search for the justice system. Well, throughout the course of my life, I have historically been a very quiet person. Not much to say, but rather hear. And I was given an opportunity one day to just, I used to drum on stuff all the time, so I was given an opportunity to put words to beats I used to make. That's how I started rapping. And then I started doing poetry. And I started to discover that through all of the music that I was able to create, I was able to fight my own demons. I was able to figure myself out. And I couldn't do any of those things without the music. But I also couldn't do it without the encouragement of the other people who pushed me into that lane. So this song is for them. You ever know what it's like to just be trudging and trudging and trudging some more and it ain't really coming to fruition yet? But you gotta keep grinding and keep working. Stay focused, stay humble, right? Watch it play out. Let's get it. Look, I ain't got no quick fix. There's all these struggles lie within me. Trying to find a way to keep this torch burning. I need kindling. To see the light of day, I'm never known to play it safe. I hustle harder than the day that was preceded. You talk about fighting demons, boy, I've been there. I fight them with my hands full. Stressing in my cell until I messed around and went more. Thinking up a way to make it out with no mistakes. I got this split, I'm trying to feel it. I'ma grind until I'm too pain. Yes, stability. So tell me you don't feel it. Are you in your situation? Hurt me, tell me how you feel it. Cause life ain't got no medicine like cavities you drink. Make the sweetest lemonade out of your limits. I'm doing this for victims of a place they couldn't sidestep. It wants to see the ending of the daily, but ain't not yet. It wants to rather burn somebody for a little progress. To never see the way to make a meal that they can't digest. It's all stress, but I'm blessed and fortunate. Of course, I'm in the struggle. Did a beat and turn my story to a hustle. I built a little muscle from the push-ups, but the cook-up was that little food. So another path, I had to switch and use some different tools. Now I'm on the right road, goes in which I live. Just to turn this from this madness, but my lane is always good. Get my feet sunk in the mud, and my head up to the sky. This what everyone is seeing from my eyes. Tell them I'ma keep on grinding, keep working, stay focused, stay humble. Keep grinding, keep working, stay focused, stay humble. And I'ma keep on doing it. It ain't about the money, that's the stone. Can't nobody take it from me. Tell them I'ma keep on grinding, keep working, stay focused, stay humble. Keep grinding, keep working, stay focused, stay humble. And I'ma keep on doing it. It ain't about the money, that's the stone. Can't nobody take it from me. I'm 100 miles and running. Cause I came up on that north side, yeah. Boy, I came up on that north side. I'm from a place where the next 2 years is just alright. I'm from a place where the next 2 years is just alright. Damn. Boy, I came up on that north side, yeah. Boy, I came up on that north side. I'm from a place where the next 2 years is just alright. And through that bullshit, we still survive. And just a couple years ago, it was still that time. I vowed to never settle once I got the chance to get mine. I look into the faces of the boys who never leave. How we smile through all that time away, it's so hard to believe. I took pain, I push for him, cause like a day he'll never see. That's vicarious, the only way he make it to the streets. This for Mario, he told me never lose the will to chase. Put the pedal to the metal, drive it hard without the brakes. I got you, it's hard to see it, but achievement ain't your forte. They want their freedom and put up your face like it's foreplay. Can you identify with living life just for the one day? But in that mirror, everything in decay. So what you mean? How was it a dream to never see yourself successful, but you never think you get it, cause ain't no one there to help you. They talk about human life, but human rights are not afforded. This for every time a chance to take a sport and tell them I'ma keep on grinding, keep working, stay focused. just alright. And through that bullshit, we still survive.
Good job, he right too. It's a grind, 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 it's a grind. When you're working for something, you're looking for something, when you're trying to get something, when you're looking for that new world we talking about, it's a grind and it's hard. And we talk about solidarity and it sounds beautiful and it is beautiful, but it's difficult. Take the choir. They made a beautiful noise today. Let's give them a round of applause. Beautiful noise. We get the end of it. We hear it on the outside, we clap, it's beautiful. But it's more difficult than we think, right? They try to sing in unison, they try to come in solidarity. So imagine when you sing and Susie keep high pitching. You want to elbow Susie still. Put high pitching. And Jake won't speak up. So Dr. Brown said, who's not speaking up? And you want to tell, but you don't want Jake to see you tell him. Jake won't speak up. He won't hit the tenor bass. But we just hear the beautiful part. We don't see the difficulty. We don't see them coming together. We don't see them compromising and saying, she hitting the high pitch, but I'm gonna still just sing anyway. Right? And we just catch the beautiful part. But the solidarity was really difficult. Solidarity was hard. And we just see great things like, I think Doc talked about a little, some of the things that I'm doing with the youth. And that's a great thing. It's a dream that I had. It's really big for me and my family because we didn't see this coming for a lot of years. In prison for 16 years, not knowing when and where and fighting and struggling. But I didn't get there without solidarity because when I was trying to pay for what I needed to get my training certification, I didn't have the money. And I didn't want to do things that I could have did to get the money, you know, illegal things and get caught up and end up forfeiting so much. But somebody came along my side in that struggle, in solidarity, right, in my movement, right, join my movement and help afford the cost to get me through that certification of personal training that launched me here. And when I was looking to win the grant to work with the youth this summer with this program, I didn't know how to write a grant, and I didn't know what to do. I needed somebody with trained eyes to overlook it. And I was last minute, I was late. I needed it done like today, right? Because I had just heard about the grant, but it wasn't a lot of people to lean on. Somebody came alongside me in that struggle, in my movement, to get there, right? And that was difficult. And not really to make this about a person, right? And I'm gonna keep on talking, but I do want to throw some flowers out here because they're necessary. But the person that came along my side in those struggles was none other than Doc herself, right? Give her a round of applause. She did that. But the point is, solidarity is hard. And so what I want to do in these short moments that we have is continue to stoke them flames and continue to cook up that hunger, right? Because we gotta be more hungry for the results and the outcome than we are regretful and timid toward the struggle to get there, right? And so I just want to stoke them flames of that hunger, that hunger that Tony Montana had that I was talking about. Just think about what we can do together, right? Everything great was done together. You know what I mean? No one man built the wall of time. A lot of people did, and they might have been through oppression, but the concept is, when we come together, nothing can stop us, right? Imagine if we had the manpower to go stop a war right now. If we could put enough boots on the ground to get in the way and sit in front of buildings. Imagine if we had enough people there that would just say, no, I ain't picking up the gun, right? And I ain't going to war, right? Imagine if we could just come together in one mission, in one movement, what could we do? We could do anything, right? So let's just get hungry for that world that we want and start thinking about what it's going to cost, right? The solidarity. But another thing is, in that solidarity, it's a lot of things that we missing that we don't even know we missing. It's people that we missing that we don't even know we missing, right? It's a gift right now. It's something nagging me that I can't really put a finger to it, right? But when somebody come in, you say, this is the person I needed in my life. Or this is the gift that they brought to me. That's amazing, right? And it's a person like that in the building today that was gone. You didn't know you needed him. I knew I needed him because it's my sunshine. It's my little sunshine right here. I knew I needed him. I've been on him. But y'all didn't know y'all needed him. And he here with us. And not only is he here with us, it's a bunch of brothers and sisters, Kamisha and them out there, right, that's coming back to us, right? But we got a newly released brother, and it's the first time y'all gonna hear from him because this is his first show. He's been gone for 11 years, right? And in them 11 years, I was with him a lot of the times. I watched him cry a lot. And if he tell you he didn't cry, call me. I tell you he cried. And I watched him grow a lot, and I watched him struggle a lot, and I watched him work towards his dream a lot. I watched him be happy about birthdays and making it to another stage, and be fearful that his time for being able to perform on the stage and use his gift and be with his daughter was fake. Maybe I'm getting too old, maybe I'm missing important times, and I try to encourage him through, but my words was small because he was looking at the reality, and I watched him struggle, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. But he here with us now. And he here in this moment. And I've been waiting for it. And I've been waiting for it. And little do you know you've been waiting for it. Let's welcome him here. Charlie Threat. Spotty here.
So hold up, Tim. Hold up now, Tim. Don't be pushing the gas. You be ready to go. I thought you'd be ready to go home. You know, big, long hours in here. But check it out. Check it out. Yeah, so Charlie Threat is not alone. We are together. But I brought some very, very special, powerful women along to share the stage with me. And here they are. They came up. Y'all ready? This is the sextet, y'all. Charlie Threat and the sextet. We rocking out. We gonna be straight into the music. Big goals. As soon as we set up, we're ready to go. So yeah, this song right here, I wrote this while I was in prison. Like bro said, I did 11.5 years. I got out 3 years early on a judicial release, right? That's when you petition the judge and ask to get out. Get a yay or get a nay. I got a yay on my first trial. So with that, this song called Big Goals, because that was one of the biggest goals I had going into prison, was to make it out as early as possible, to get home to my loved ones, get home to my purpose, and go for that. And in the process, I became Charlie Threat. Let's go. Chill. So alive, I ain't dying. What's up, y'all? Big goals on slow. Ain't time to say goodbye yet. Goodbye yet. Why? God is in control. Look, hey, I can tell you exactly what you about to witness, but whatever it is bigger than what you envision. I'm the mitochondria trying to conquer it. Just got out of prison, but my phone lines was monitored. Now I'm speaking freely, a little Swahili, Gucci Jagalia, self-determined, I'm either 1 in a million a year. Anomaly, I'm not to be nominated in a year. Yeah, smartest, hardest worker, most creative, faithful father, realest, I'm building, dedicated, relentless until I'm finished. Needle weight on the table, my credo is just beginning. Power to the prisoners, put them up good, okay. And the ones who did the bed with us, yeah. I shed tears over your loyalty, promise that I'll give you back nothing less than loyalty, nothing less than excellence. At my best is greatness, slay a lion in a bed, Goliath and David. Get it out the pavement, dig it out the crest. I was born for 10 years, I did 2 for a vest, 3 for a gun. Yeah, I was at a hotel. My whole name is incorrect. Time to get up for me some. Chill. Hey, so alive, I ain't dying. Yeah, big goals. Big goals on slow. Chill, ain't time, hey. Ain't time to say goodbye yet. Goodbye yet. Chill. Why? God is in control. We chasing. Hey, I'm chasing my dreams now. doing big things now. I'm doing big things now, yeah. I feel like Prince Hakeem, chill. I feel like Prince Hakeem, yeah. So I'm coming home, yo. Hey. Alright, we about to turn up. We about to turn up. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn up. Give it time. We're just learning. So, we're gonna do this one live because I got Barbara with me, I got Luke with me, I got Kyra with me, and y'all already know I got the Sextet. So this right here called Certified. We're talking about being certified and stamped, coming from the streets, putting in work, right? Trying to prove ourselves with who we are, and making a lot of mistakes in the process, and that foolishness. But now it's the other side of it. We're trying to be certified and create a legacy, building up our community, being known for more than our worst mistakes and changing that whole narrative into something beautiful, beauty for ashes. Let's get stamped in that, certified, let's go. Chill, play on the keys, hey, chill, hey, y'all ready? I'm certified. Firm, I believe, like too short for streets, but some game to leave. I made it up for that time, I made up my mind. I'm certified, and I'm ready to live on my mind. Let's go, listen, hey, trap baby, I was 14, second crack with my blue jeans, stuck between the red and blue tees. Girl, I know you want a routine, really didn't do the school thing, my girl fits, my swing a bunch of half old sweet. I was saving up for a long sentence, headed down the pipeline of prison. That's what you call tunnel vision. Can't saw on television. This shit cause I ain't the mix. Now the kids like, where you go? Here again, they bought the mix and they want to go. Ain't really miss them. Word, that's way too much social business. Yeah, closure, ain't no closure. Nah, yeah, it's over. Hey, now that's so. Hey, I'm certified. They try to take my identity. I was weatherized. Say that, yeah, hey, I'm certified, yo, yeah, fuck, hey, my belief, yeah, I'm certified, let's go, play with the sin, yeah, hand in the pen, yeah, turn the stove, pull my hand, you gotta understand, put it in space, no, my blood, put it in strange, they wanted me dead, before I got out of the angel, open his head, like I was the Baptist, take the ladder, I heard the laughter, out of the down. I said, I'm on belief, like too short in the streets. I was a thing to me. I'm making up for that time. I made up my mind. I'm certified, ain't afraid to live. I wanna die. Cut it. I said, I'm finding my belief, like too short for the streets. I was a thing to be. I ain't making up for that time. I made up my mind. I'm certified, ain't afraid to live. I wanna die. Word. Word. I'm certified. Alright, this time I want to bring my nephew Rico Tyrese Woodson up on the stage with me, right? This is my nephew, right? But he was raised up like my brother. I'm only 9 years older than him, so being 9 years old and having a nephew, right? We're ready for that, right? So So he raised up like my brother, and he seen a lot of the struggles that we had to go through coming up, right? And talk about flowers. I go to prison. He don't follow my steps. He go with God. He go to, what's the name of this college?
Valor Christian College Seminary School.
What degree did you achieve there?
Pastoral leadership, 2 years.
Right? He was fooled on a trap, and he had to go to prison to learn what he didn't want out of the streets, right? He had to go to prison to know that he wanted a beautiful life, and he wanted to be the man that stayed with the family, right? And being that strong backbone that was needed and necessary. So I thank you for that, for sure. And it's reasons like that I wrote this next song called What I'm Alive For, right? Because I'm alive for those type of things, living for that, people living for their purpose, me living for my purpose, right? And going as hard as I possibly can to reach my highest potential. And all the people that's coming with me, alongside of me, and all the people that's been leading me, that's what I'm doing it for. Put that on everything. Let's go. Taz, what's up? Seriously, what's up? You got me? Turn that up real loud. We gonna turn all the way up. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Okay, this is one of my favorites too. It's one of yours. It go like this. Good, so good, son, the Bible. Got to be a powerful Bible. Finally realize what I'm alive for. What I survive for. Shit. Okay, I said, I'm season days, making plays, legal favors, jump, see it coming, catch it, blood, bet it's cause I'm running. When it's swerve, I drop my top. Now my roof is back. Oh my God, I'm so blessed. Hold my chest and move back. Looking in my daughter's eyes, got an eye full. She still love me, working there like you surprised. Regular bitch without the nigga, did that dying for my idol. Like we're wearing the same thing that I survived for. Looking back, the same thing I could've died for. Mama's eyes swelling up when she cried for. Got they once, I denied suicide for. Now every day I wake up, realize what I'm alive for. Came in this world naked, ayy, me and Silk, ayy, we in that jet, ayy, and I was dope, raised in that shack, 2-bedroom apartment, 7 members, I remember plucking roaches out my gang culture. Now I'm afraid. Feeling so good, it's undeniable. Got to be a powerful rival. Finally realize what I'm alive for. Finally realize what I'm alive for. So season days, making plays, legal things. I see it coming, catch it, but it better just come. Hey, drop my top, and my roof. Oh my God, I'm so blessed, yeah. I'm gonna sleep in the cell. I'm gonna wake up in the bed. I know the devil gon' tend me. I'm still got my family. I got my money in bed. 100% I stand. I'm still going my man. I'm trying to wake up. I'm listening to wish. That's why they don't know who wish. I don't know who the dishes. I ain't my business. I'm just never gonna get it. I do it for real. All of my hits. Do it for legacy. Walk with a risk. Show us the hard. I'm all of my children. I'm thinking they know me was finished. One of the kids, but let me go back. I'm spiritual strong, but they try to break. Still in my soul, they don't even get taken. It's too short, so I never fade. Feel like a miracle. I want to break. Watch my blemishes, all the races. Don't let me be innocent. Break from my bad things. I'm a generation to percent. I'm jumping your name. Step by the sin. Remember we made. Cause then I love you back. Just for slim. It's so good, it's undeniable. It's about to be a powerful rival. I finally realize what I'm alive for. Finally realize what I'm alive for. Feeling so good, it's undeniable. It's about to be a powerful rival. Finally realize what I'm alive for. Finally realize what I'm alive for. Oh, that's my daughter right here. She sent this to me when I was in the journal.
I miss you. I love you. When are you gonna come back? So, please, come back soon. Miss you. Bye.
Thank you. So, hopefully most of y'all are familiar with this next piece we're about to do. Glory, written by Common and John Legend. Common wrote the original verse, two of the original verses, and Dr. Catherine Roma asked me to do this song with her, but to add some of my thoughts to it. So I wrote the second verse, and I'm most definitely going to pay homage to Common and do his verse first, but I'm going to just recite my verse because I know that y'all are familiar with it. So I said, I kicked through the door to glory and the light shined before me. The book of time was open. It was then I read the stories of the pioneers and martyrs who gave the scroll in their all so LeBron could play ball, Brian could study law. They survived the tidal waves on ships transporting slaves, wrote books on Jim and Jane, CRC and Lorraine. Some people call them insane. They went against the grain. Civil disobedience, the genius was in their brain. Let me tell you how it feels to be in chains and handcuffs. That spirit weighs down on you heavy. It's hard to keep your head up. Forgetting who you are sometimes because the CO says such things so degrading your identity is crushed. But the devil is a liar. Only truth resides here. I believe I'm the phoenix. Only truth will rise here. It was written, I seen it. We are victorious. God paved the way. And it was beautiful and glorious. Let's get it.
We will be
sure that the lights come up, so that I want to thank some people, and I want some people to get some lights up here on the stage. So first, Tim Berger on sound. Please give a round of applause. Leon Heritage and Michael Vasily back there on lights and visuals, and consultant on orchestra. David Atkins up there was helpful with our live stream, which went very well, I heard. Okay, thank you. I'd like to bring the dancers forward, Terry and Valerie. Terry Hinton, how are you? Valerie Blacklock-Truitt, dancers, okay. Now look, have you paid attention to Lisa Hover over here? And behind the scenes, Ellie Gillespie and Jody Davis and their band of helpers that helped you in and helped everything. And Christopher Smith over there. Shelley Cyber for that fabulous piece. And I hate that this weekend's coming to a close because I just love the people who have come forward from Mississippi and from Missouri and from all over the state of Ohio. I want to acknowledge all those personally impacted by the toxic legal system of mass incarceration, especially those who were formerly incarcerated and who gave so much to this weekend to make this concert happen. First, Drea, come on out here from Cleveland. Bring out Black Sun. Both of them are from Columbus. I want to thank them too. And last but not least, I want to thank the World House Choir. You cannot imagine what it's like rehearsing in masks. Maybe you can. And singing a concert in masks. And working when COVID is out there. It's here. It's with us. We're trying to live with it. We wanted to do this concert because we haven't done a concert for 2.5 years, really, a live concert. So I want to thank all of you for coming out and for supporting all the work that we do. Did I forget anybody? Oh my God. Okay, I didn't even have them here. All right, let's go. As Tron would say, hey, let's go. Okay, so at the keyboard, thank you for reminding me, by the way. I dutifully wrote everybody's name down. This is Barbara Leeds. Please stand up. Barbara Leeds is an accompanist extraordinaire, as you can hear, as you heard. So I want to thank her. And just behind her is Luke Dennis, who happens to be her son. Right here on drums. So yes, I want to thank you all, especially this amazing choir. So everybody, I'm going to do a little advertisement. So in your programs, it says that on Sunday, the 29th of May, there's going to be a special concert in Dayton, and we're going to join the Jeremy Winston Chorale, and we're going to sing 7 Last Words of the Unarmed, an amazing piece you should look up, and you should come to hear it. And then Dr. Issa Maria Barnwell wrote a piece called Fortune's Bones, a Manumission Requiem, and that is all happening on Sunday, May 29th, in Dayton at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Anyway, go in peace, go happily, and take care of each other, and let's fight, struggle, and win. Thank you.